in this video, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion if my $6,000 exhaust system is worth it. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So hear me out. Originally, this video was supposed to be done inside my car where I'm driving around and give you my perspective and my personal opinion about this current exhaust setup and why it's $6,000. But during the process of filming, a lot of issues went wrong. I came back home, I reviewed the footage, and what I noticed was there was this crackling, popping noise. I don't know where it was from, either from the wire to the camera, something that happened. And if I edited the video and had you guys watch it, it would have been too distracting. So what I'm gonna do is refilm it again, give you guys my thoughts and personal opinion, and throughout the whole thing, I'll implement some exhaust clips, some reasoning of why I think it's a good exhaust, and we'll go forward. If you guys are first tuning into this channel, what's going on? My name is Ken. I have a 2018 F80 M3, and if you guys probably clicked on this channel, either you just recently bought an F80, you're looking for an exhaust, and you're looking for the proper exhaust to make your car sound good. So hopefully I can give you guys some clarity on making the right decision. So let's deep dive into it. For some of you guys that have been subscribed to this channel for quite a while, as you know, my second modification for the car was an exhaust system. During the thought process of looking for an exhaust, there was many out there, but I was looking at various different videos, and as you know, videos don't really do much of a justice. So my suggestion is, if you guys are looking for an exhaust, go out to your local Cars and Coffee events, look on the forums, see if anybody in your local area is able to, show you the exhaust setup they have that may interest you, and that may save you some time and money in the long run with finding the different type of exhaust setups that you want for yourself. I know for me, during the time I was watching a lot of videos of other people that had an F80 M3. One notable person was Matt Mormon of Obsessed Garage. I've spoken about him on this channel a few times. He had a 2015 mineral white F80 M3, and in his channel he had a few videos of his AWE switch path exhaust. And that was one of the reasons why I got into the switch path and why I wanted to get that exhaust. And when I was doing my research, what I really wanted was a deep tone. And nothing's gonna give you a deep tone like a V8, like the E9X. So you're not gonna get that. But what I really wanted was something that was gonna give it more of a sports car type of feeling and a tone to it. So there's a lot of various different brands out there, and each one has their own characteristics. But what I can tell you about the AWE switch path exhaust, it gives a nice low deep tone, and anywhere from like 1,000 RPMs to about 3,500 RPMs, you're gonna have the nice deep tone. And what's good about that, if you're in a parking garage, going up the parking garage, going down the parking garage, even rolling through the parking lot, and you're at a car event, you're gonna have that nice deep tone rolling in, and everybody's gonna look at your car, and it's gonna sound good. Anything past 4,500 RPMs when you're flooring it, wide open throttle, you're gonna have that nasty rasp noise, regardless of what exhaust system you have, stock, CS exhaust, GTS exhaust, the stock one, switch path, AWE track exhaust, you're gonna have that nasty rasp. So how do you get rid of the rasp? If you guys don't know, if you haven't watched the videos, myself, Miguel, Beamer, we've gone to Active Autowerke down in Miami, and we've spoken with the team, met with Rob, and we kind of get an idea of what the issue is, right? So they developed something called the equal-length midpipe. And in going back into the whole reason why of the video, I'm gonna break down exactly why it cost $6,000 for my exhaust setup. So going back into the AWE switch path, it is not a cheap exhaust. It is a pretty expensive exhaust if you were to buy brand new. And there's another one that's similar to it, but there's a reason why that one's a little bit cheaper. So that other one is the AWE track exhaust. The reason why I opted to go for the AWE switch path exhaust was because it has a valve system. The valve system allows you to open and close the valves. It allows you to basically be obnoxious whenever you want, and also to be quiet when you need to be. For example, if you're a young kid and you're sneaking home and stuff, close the valves. Or for myself, the reason why I wanted a valve system is when I'm visiting my parents, visiting the in-laws. I don't want to be too obnoxious, especially with the cold start in the morning, or when I eventually have kids or something like that. If they're sleeping and stuff, I want to close the valves, making sure that they're not going to be waking up by the exhaust or be annoyed by the exhaust. So that was one of the reasons why. So just looking right now, the difference between the AWE switch path exhaust compared to the track exhaust is about $2,200. You could probably get the track exhaust for roughly about $2,000, not including tax and shipping. The AWE switch path exhaust, you're looking at probably about $4,200, depends on where you get it at. Again, does include tax and shipping. Myself, like I said, I opted to go with the switch path because I want the option of having valves where I could open and close it. So going into the exhaust itself, I've had it for about 1.5 years before I started modifying the exhaust. With the AWE system itself, either the track or the switch path, I didn't know about this in the beginning, where you can't really modify it. So if you have their exhaust set up, you're gonna have to go with the full exhaust setup. You can't switch out the midpipe because it doesn't fit with other brands, either the length or the diameter. Going into the AWE, the diameter of the piping is about 3 inches, and which gives it a nice deep tone. You could kind of hear that from the low end. So before I started modifying the exhaust setup or anything like that, I've had the AWE switch path exhaust on my car for about 1.5 years. And then even on the forums, and this is well known, and I've mentioned this on the 5 things I don't like about my F80 M3, was the way it sounded. Regardless if you had a stock exhaust or any other upgrade exhaust, wide open throttle, you're gonna have that nasty raps noise, and it's not gonna sound appealing, so to say. But luckily, Active Autowerke down in Miami, they were able to develop a equal length midpipe that kind of solved a lot of those issues, right? It doesn't eliminate it 100%, but you're at 90, in the high 90s, where it kind of eliminates the rasp and kind of smooths it out. And what's so good about their equal length midpipe is that you can mix and match. So it's like Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors, or Cold Stone. You take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that, mix it together and see what you have. That's what I did with the AWE switch path. So if you guys haven't watched the video where we installed the Active Autowerke equal length midpipe with the AWE switch path, definitely check that video out. I'm gonna link all the videos about the exhaust setups I have in the description, along with some of the BMW Invasion videos we shot at Active Autowerke. So you could kind of hear a gist and make a better decision on what you want to do end of the day. During the process of basically trying to mend both together, I didn't know at the time that it wasn't going to fit. So I know like I said, the AWE switch path system, you need to use their whole system minus the downpipe. So you can't mix and match different downpipes. You can't put Active Autowerke single midpipe with the rear end of a AWE. It's not going to work out like that. So I didn't know that, and I spent a lot of time wasting time trying to figure that out. Long story short, I was able to go down to Active Autowerke, and we were able to make it happen where they had a custom piping to go hand in hand with the AWE switch path, which paired it up so nicely. So if you guys haven't watched the video where we went down to Active Autowerke, where we spent all day and where they measured and kind of figured out exactly what needed to be done to pair the Active Autowerke equal length midpipe to my AWE switch path. And like I said, I was there all day filming. I had a good time, spending time with the staff members, getting to know them. And besides that, I was just so excited to hear it, because I've already heard exactly what the equal length midpipe does to like a stock exhaust. Because at the time, Miguel Beamer, he had his on his stock CS exhaust, and it sounded incredible. Even before that, we were down in Active Autowerke, where we would hear their shop car with the midpipe, and we were blown away. And that kind of caused a lot of hype, which is great. With that being said, we were basically, spend all day, find the right piping. And what's so good about this is that a lot of F80 or F8X owners, they do have an AWE system, regardless if it's a switch path or a track exhaust. So this allowed myself and many others to be able to get an equal length mid pipe where they didn't have to cut into their mid pipe or cut into their exhaust to make it fit. Where they now have they have a drop down menu on their website specifically for an AWE switch path or a track setup, so you could kind of pair them two flawlessly. I'm very proud of being able to be part of that and to help the community out, because to be honest, once you put an exhaust system that makes the car sound good, whether it's an E9X, a F80, M8, or anything like that, once you put an exhaust system, it just transforms the driving experience. Whether you like to drive the car a little bit loud, it just transforms the driving experience where it makes it a lot more enjoyable. For me itself, it's definitely such a great upgrade and a great system to add. Regardless if you have a stock exhaust, it's going to transform the driving experience, and also it's gonna make you feel a little bit more proud of driving the car, because it's not going to sound like shit. So going back into the active Autowerke equal length mid pipe, it transforms everything to and from the car. It transforms the sound of it on wide open throttle and even on the low end too. And also the car obviously sounds different when you're at standstill and giving it revs. It just sounds so much more smoother. If you haven't heard one in person, I invite you guys to go find somebody in your local area that has one. It is going to change your mind, or even more, convince you to purchase it. And to be specific, my car currently has a stock downpipe. It has the active Autowerke equal length mid pipe along with AWE switch paths exhaust. And throughout this video, as you've seen and install, there's a couple clips of different exhaust setups, whether it's my exhaust setup, Miguel's exhaust setup. And ideally, I want to give you guys my personal opinion if my current exhaust setup is worth it. So going back into it, how is this exhaust setup $6,000, give or take? So if you think about it, the AWE switch path, when you buy it brand new, it's about $4,300. When you purchase a active Autowerke equal length mid pipe, you're roughly in the $1,500 range, give or take. So when you add both of them together, you're looking at $5,800. That doesn't include taxes, shipping, and if you want resonated, non-resonated. So we'll roughly add it $6,000 plus for this exhaust setup. And here's the real question, is it worth it? Yes and no, but hear me out. So if you're the type of person that has a whole bunch of money and $6,000 ain't nothing to you, then definitely get this exhaust setup. It's gonna sound amazing. But if you're the person that wants to modify your car but not spend a ton of money, then this exhaust setup may not be for you, unless you could find deals on forums. So in my other video that I just posted last week was basically the reasons why I like my F80 M3 was the community. So the F80 forums and the Facebook groups, there's a ton of people buying and selling parts, especially with people returning their leases, selling their cars, moving on to different platforms. There's a lot of opportunities for yourself and myself to get used parts at a steep discount. Recently, I was just searching the forums, looking at exhaust setups, on the classified, members classified section. There was actually a person that was selling the AWE switch path for $2,300, and that's a pretty good steal. If you think about it, it's a $2,000 discount for a piece of metal that's gonna be good, because that guy looks like he took care of it and there's no issues wrong with it. So that's a steep discount. But a lot harder to find would be the Active Autowerke Equal Length Midpipe. That midpipe just came out about less than a year ago, and it's been around, but people probably enjoy it. They're not getting rid of it unless they get rid of their car. So there are some people that have it posted for sale, but they're gonna be gone quickly, and which is gonna be harder for you to find. But if you can find one of those, you'll probably get it for about $1,100, $1,200, not much of a discount. So you could check the forums, check your local Facebook groups, and see if you can find those two and pair it up. Then you get a solid deal. So you'll probably get the same exhaust setup I have for roughly about $2,500, $2,000 off. So you're looking at $4,000, or give or take, you know, to have the exhaust setup if you can find it used. Me personally, what I'm going to give you guys is obviously my honest opinion, and I really like the way these two pair up. And if you guys are in the same predicament where you guys have the Active Autowerke Equal Length Midpipe, and you can find a used AWE rear end track exhaust or a switch path, by all means go for it. It's going to sound amazing. But if you guys are vice versa, have the AWE platform exhaust, and you guys are looking for the Active Autowerke Equal Length Midpipe, and you can find it for a good deal or buy a brand new, it's a good deal too, to pair it up together, because like I said, the driving experience that changes the tone, it just makes it more enjoyable. And I guarantee you your miles per gallon is going to go down a lot more, because you're just going to want to floor it, and you're going to want to rev it for everybody to hear. And that's what I've done before. But I'm going to wrap this video up, because I've been filming this topic for the past maybe 3.5, 4 hours, because I had to redo it again. Unfortunately, I wanted to use the original footage, but like I said earlier, something that happened between the mic and the camera. There's a lot of like clicking noise, and it's not right for me guys to share that with you guys, because you guys are gonna watch this video. It's gonna be too distracting. Hopefully this video gives you guys some clarity on if you should make a terrible financial decision on purchasing this exhaust setup, or it gives you a better clarity of if you want to get this exhaust setup for your car, and if you can find a good deal out there. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are first tuning in, again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. I'm going to come out with more content coming out there. And also, like I said in the description, you're going to have more videos of the Active Autowerke Equal Length Midpipe paired up with my exhaust. And there's going to be other clips in the videos where you can kind of hear the exhaust setups. If you guys have any other suggestions about any upcoming videos, let me know in the comments. I'm always down to listen and to see if I can produce those videos. I know a lot of you guys requested to have more information about the Goto's mechanical breakdown insurance, or what to look for when buying a used F80 M3. I will be producing a video like that shortly, so just stay tuned. But other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.